Yeah, we live. Another Saturday. Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, too. We back. DanYo&Tita podcast.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We are back in the building with another show. I go by the name of Danyo.
I'm Tita.
Aisha.
I am the dip to the lean.
And we got a great show for you today. I just see Mr. Croft walk in, too.
Yeah. I miss
Mr. Croft is back.
What? We haven't seen that dude in like a month.
Mr. Croft is in the building. Man, you know how we do. You know how we start the show? We represent our sponsors because they help us keep the lights on. Man, shout out to Wayward Kid. And they have the Wayward Kid Foundation for all your needs and all that stuff. You know, they got the news, they got all that lifestyle trends. They also have classes for adults and kids for editing programs. So make sure you go to Wayward Kid or check out Wayward Kid and support them. You know what I mean?
And we got I Shine, You Shine, We Shine. We Shine Detailing. Make your car shine like new. Check out their video posts on Instagram and Facebook. Like their pages and like their Instagram page and follow.
Yep.
We also have Butch's Wings and Things. Come get these wings and things. Them plates looking mighty good over there. I'm telling y'all better go get them.
Dude.
What else we got going on? $1 Million Teacher Project.
$1 Million Teacher Project.
Let's help the teachers, help the kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to Lloyd.
Yeah. They got a lot of fundraisers going on. You can go to the Facebook page. You can actually donate to the many fundraisers they have going on. So shout out to them over there. And also, they got that money tree, right? I think that's the money tree.
The money tree.
Yeah, man. They're always
that
doing
actually
that.
goes. I think that actually goes to a teacher at the end of it, right? That's
Wow.
dope. Yeah. Who else we got, Tita?
We have Miss Joanne Muhammad with her book, So the Bible Told Me So. It is out and about. Go ahead, check it on Amazon. On Amazon, or you could get it shipped and everything. So make sure to check out your books and everything.
Definitely. She's doing good right now.
She is.
She's doing good. She's getting some copies sold.
Oh, that's good, man.
So shout out to her. And I believe we're going to have a couple free books as well.
Okay.
For the next show. She's the copies that she was supposed to come to us.
Oh my God.
She sold them.
Wow.
But they're supposed to be for us.
She said it's all about the business.
Yeah.
It's about that flip.
It's about, yep.
First,
Exactly.
She's no.
But
No.
Definitely. But we have a special guest in the building.
Yes, we do.
Very special
This
guest.
is what the show is about. We love collaborating with other podcasters.
Yeah.
As well.
This is our first time, though, huh?
This is our first time.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, pretty
official first
Yeah.
time, yeah. And they're about what we about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, they're here on this show.
Definitely,
Right?
man.
You know what I'm saying? We have RLTK PHX podcast in the building.
Real talk.
Real talk, in the podcast. You know what I'm saying? How you doing,
sir.
son? Introduce
I'm doing
yourself.
well. Hey, I'm doing well. I'm just sitting back waiting for my cue. What to say?
Yes, so tell the people, how did your podcast started and everything,
Yeah.
and the beginnings of it.
Yeah, man. So we started out several years ago doing outreach to students on high school and college campuses. I started out as a college pastor, and I'm one of those guys who probably never should have been a pastor.
You said you were a pastor?
I was a pastor at one
Wow.
point. I was a pastor. It's one of the things like, I got fired from my last pastor position.
Right.
And I was actually a pastor for several years.
Wow.
My family had a really crazy story. My dad got locked up when I was young, and the church basically took me in.
Wow.
Really?
And took care of us, yeah.
Wow.
So, my mom was a paranoid schizophrenic. My dad was not too good of a dude.
Yeah.
But, so the church took me in and raised me up.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah, they really did.
For that.
Yeah,
And you're from Texas, right?
I'm from Texas, East Texas, Longview, Texas. Yeah, man. And so I got introduced to the church when I was really young. Then, grew up in the church, went off to college and things like that. Got exposed to the world a little bit. And a lot of the friends that I had growing up weren't exactly church folks.
Right.
So, I got into the church when I was a late teenager. And a lot of the stuff that I experienced growing up with my dad and things like that with my mom, I realized real quick when I came into church, like, I wasn't like these other kids around here.
Right.
And it was real hard for me because, like, they'd be confessing stuff and they're, whatever, like, yeah, struggled with like looking at some girl, and I'm like, bro, like if you knew the stuff in this head, you know what I mean?
Right,
so I'm like real quiet in church for a long time listening.
Yeah.
But there was something about the safety and the care. You know, you get them grandmamas around you taking care of you. You get them spiritual aunties and uncles, and it's like it makes a big difference from.
They
someone.
will be on you too.
Yeah.
Right. It makes a big difference for someone like me. So, you know, I grew up in the church, became a pastor for a while.
How old were you when you became a pastor?
I was 25
Wow.
when I became a pastor. Yeah, and the church I got saved in, I never went to another church, so I thought all churches were like that.
Yeah.
And it so happens that this church was a little hardcore,
Yeah.
and it took several years for me to find that out. You know, because they took care of me. And then you go off to college and you get this awakening, kind of like, well, my church family, because that was my family.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, my church family says this. Like all these friends I've made in college, and now I feel like I think a little different.
Yeah,
So how do I take all this stuff that I'm into, like the God stuff, the good God stuff, not all the judgmental BS and like all this stuff that churches sadly have become known for these days, all the stuff that divides us instead of what brings us together, you know?
I definitely.
So I get on a college campus, man. My pastor is like, okay, you're going to be a college pastor now. And I just start like running around just talking to everybody, you know, and the people I'm talking to ain't like the kids at the church. They're like in the game room throwing dice, you know, like they got a 40, you know, so like my kind of people.
Right.
And so, and so Real Talk started out basically just reaching all the thug kids who were like me, because I didn't feel comfortable in church. You know, I was happy to be in church,
Right.
but I didn't feel comfortable, you know, because none of the people in there looked like me.
Right.
And so I learned how to conform, and I learned how to fit into that system, and I learned how to get what I needed to get out of it. But I also, in my head, was like, okay, I'm going to do things way different if it's my time.
Right.
And so I think Real Talk is kind of the answer to that in my youth.
Okay.
You know, like all of the stuff that I experienced in my faith growing up, like, yo, if I could ever talk to someone about their faith in a way that wasn't trying to force them to come to my church or do this or that. So that's basically what the podcast kind of is. You know,
Okay.
like a lot of people might not ever come to a church because of all the whatever, but they might listen to some spiritual things if a person's talking about it in a conversational way.
Certain
rather
way,
than
Right,
forcing their opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean? So basically that's kind of the tone of the podcast.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wow.
I can relate to you about the, you know, going to college and seeing different things.
Yeah.
I didn't been to like so many religions. And the Christian and 7-Day Adventist and Nation of Islam. And
Wow.
I've been through so many, so
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, been through a lot.
I didn't know that.
So,
I mean, I almost walked away from my faith.
Yeah, I was almost at that point too, but I came to my own terms of what I want to deal with. So
Right.
yeah, so I understand that too.
I mean, me being an atheist, I have walked away. I think I walked away at about 10 years old.
Really? Yeah.
I made that decision. I made that decision pretty early in my life that I just didn't like the direction of religion or the people that I was around or the reasons that I was going to church. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I understand that 100 too.
yeah, I understand people needing direction. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I understand seeing that so many people in America are becoming atheists. I think religion needs to find different avenues to connect with people. I don't think that religion needs to go away, period, because it works for some people. It doesn't work for some. You know what I mean? So I just think that you have to teach these things, right or wrong, has to be taught, and that's basically what this is about, I believe. But
you gotta tell it in a better way,
right, in a way that's more conclusion, you know, instead of
you going to hell.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with Real Talk, right? What we say to people is like we came up with this phrase called conversational apologetics, and basically what we mean, it's a passage in Isaiah chapter 1 says this: "Come now, let us reason together. Though your sins be like scarlet, they shall be white as snow." And this is God himself talking to the people of Israel. And at that time, the people of Israel are like killing their children, like sleeping around with everyone, going ham, right? Just being a bunch of criminals. But these are the people of God.
Right.
And so God himself comes to them and he says this: "Come now, let us reason together." And in the process of reasoning with God, he says, your sins will become like snow. Right? And what I think is sometimes people are afraid of those hard questions like, God, why is my mama crazy? Why is my dad locked up and I got to run dirt to pay the bills? Like, why is life like that? And until you've been through some stuff like that,
right,
right? Like faith means what? Memorizing some scriptures.
Right.
When you're in that dark night of the soul and you got to pick yourself up and cry out to something, like for me, until you've had those moments, like I don't know what faith is.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
No,
think
that's
it's
real.
just memorizing facts. Like I can memorize a bunch of facts, but I don't know if that's real faith.
Right.
And so for me, if a person's an atheist, I'm like, at least you have the courage to be honest about your truth. And for me, if God's God, and if he really wants you, he's gonna come get you.
Right.
You know. And for me,
right.
like with people, you just gotta, you gotta let God have his way in their life.
So when does the show actually? What's the days that you go live or you record?
Man, it's been really sporadic. We were in a really good groove before COVID hit, and we were recording like every Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. So we were pumping out a lot of content, but it's been difficult. I live in community with my business partner, me and him and his wife, and my wife and all our children. So we got like 11 deep in our house.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So, and our podcast, so our podcast studio is like now our kids' bedroom. So, and a lot of that has to do with we had to use that for school because they have to do school in there now, and so it was like, dang.
And that's your co-host.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's your co-host, right?
Yeah, Jordan Francis.
Jordan Francis.
Yeah. And so we're trying to get an office space now and pick up our podcast again. What we discovered is people listen to our podcast more than watch it. So we've gone to audio more, and we're just doing the audio for people to listen to the stuff we're saying.
Right.
And so, but what we've really been on lately is we created an app. And so
we gotta get with you.
say what?
Yeah.
You gotta get to that level.
We gotta get with you on
Yeah,
that.
we need to get one.
Yeah. And for us, you know, we're hoping that people can come back to the app and get the content and have the conversations at home with their own kids.
Yeah,
Right.
That's dope. Direct content. Yeah.
Man.
Exactly.
That is awesome.
Because I asked that because I know you have the Monday night conversation.
Yeah, we used to go live on Mondays.
Okay.
Again, I mean, just COVID has been crazy. We're trying to figure out where we're going to office at to record all our content because we can't do it at home anymore because it's just chaotic with school and all the kids.
Definitely.
And so, like when the kids were at home or were at school, we could podcast. You know, so we got to
All day.
potentially we got a spot coming up. Fingers crossed, and we'll get back on our game recording. So.
Okay, man. Yeah, we hope that goes great for you guys. I know it's been a change in life for everyone with COVID. I was just listening to CNN yesterday, and they were saying that the changes that we have going through right now are probably going to be permanent changes in life. Most of these things, maybe the kids, you know, they'll go back to school and everything, but most of these things are going to be norms now. And they said that these things were coming, but COVID sped some of these things, accelerated some of these things up. It's like meetings, people flying everywhere for meetings. That's over with.
Yeah,
that's
that's
dead.
dead.
It's
Everybody's
dead.
on Zoom now.
Yeah, just Zoom and Skype and
Messenger,
Slack and Messenger
Yeah.
is the new 21st century way of having a meeting.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's a lot of things we're gonna have to get used to. Unfortunately, man.
For people who don't like to go out, like it's great. But people who like to be like other people, it's kind of like
It's we're more connected, but more disconnected at the
Yeah.
same time. So it's gonna be weird.
as long as we have the internet, I think we'll be okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. I like your, I like what you show. You have, I know you have your, your religious prayer groups. You talk about that, but you also have life coaches, you talk mental health. You talk racial issues as well.
Yep.
What makes you bring up those type of topics in your show?
Well, like I said, I grew up different from most white boys, and so like I grew up in the hood, and when you're the only white boy that grows up like that, you understand the world real quick. And so there's things that I understood and that I resonate with people on, especially people of color, just because I grew up poor. I grew up visiting my daddy in prison. I grew up doing things that most other kids don't do. So it gave me sympathy for people. It gave me empathy because it was like, I relate to these people who don't look anything like me more because of the stuff we've gone through.
Yeah.
Not because of, and so the notion of color of skin or money and all that stuff, like when you share an experience of poverty or trauma with someone, that tends to make you feel like family with them,
Right.
or feel like closer to them.
And that's a big thing too, man. I think that people, we disconnect ourselves by color, and we don't realize that we we face the same problems.
Right.
It's more about equality of and how much you're making, and where it's about, because the people who are at the bottom, we all see the life the same, and they're keeping us separated, and that's the way to keep to keep power.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of people, when it comes to these issues, I know they got Black Lives Matter and all that. We all go through.
Yeah,
these struggles.
we all going through these struggles.
And so, like, when people hear they're protesting, it's always, oh, that's a black thing, and they're against the white man or whatever. No, it's everybody.
It's way more black and white.
Yeah, it's
way more gray than black and white.
Right, it's more than that. Yeah,
right.
It's more.
It's when you look at the people protesting, it's all type people of all races and all backgrounds that's out there protesting. It's not just black people; it's everyone.
Right. And I think speaking specifically about what we do with our podcast, we are specifically a podcast for Gen Zers and for people who want to influence Gen Z. What we mean by Gen Z is basically anyone who can't remember 9/11.
Right.
A young person, if you don't have a memory of 9/11, you're a Gen Zer. Now, if your main memory is what your parents told you or what you saw on a
if
CNN
you don't remember
documentary,
that day,
that's different. But I remember that feeling of being paralyzed by fear, of just like everyone just stopping. People my age, I'm like, hey, where were you on 9/11? They can go into vivid detail and recount the minute every day for almost a few days.
Yeah.
And I think we forget sometimes how that really changed a whole generation. I mean, I have friends that went off and died. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And when I think about the state of America right now, I mean, my degrees in, you asked me how I got all this information. My degrees in political science, international relations. And I went to
school. Brag about it.
No, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. I wanted to go off and be a lawyer, but the college ministry, I was a college pastor at that time, it really grew. It was like several hundred students. We had like 1,000 students a week that were coming to meetings all over the campuses that I was on at that time.
Wow.
So it kind of grew beyond me. I was just like this radical person out there like, y'all get saved and like, stop throwing dice and come on Jesus. So I'm like up in everybody's face. That was kind of like Lecrae 116. I don't know if you guys remember that back then, but like when I like got rid of all my Tupac and stuff, I came into the church and I'm like, yo, let me get on some Lecrae, dog. And so it's like, there was this mentality of kind of like being thug for Jesus for a while, if that makes sense, like in the circles that I ran with. And so it was kind of like, yo, I'm going to come at these thugs this way and put that Jesus juice on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you got to come. You got to come.
No,
something that's relatable.
You have to relate to people, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. That's what it's about.
And so, just getting around people like you asked, like how I got all this, like just being born the way I was born, kind of having that chip on my shoulder as a young person, going into the church, recognizing that half of the people in the church who are so-called leaders ain't never led nothing in their life.
They're not leaders at all.
Yeah, and so for me, it's like I've been through stuff, I've experienced stuff, I know what real is, and so that for me gives me, I think, a little bit perspective on things like race matters, economic issues. Like I said, my degree in political science. It's like, I think it's just one of those things. Like, if I hadn't gone to college, lucky I went. I may be in prison today. If the church hadn't helped, took care, I may be in prison today.
That's cool.
So the church and academics helped me to get to this place. And now I just want to see young people like myself, especially young people who grow up like low income, who do a lot of work at Cesar Chavez High School. I mean, they just break your heart. They got to have like a closet of donated clothes there for kids to get clothes. For kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rambling, but
No, man.
But yeah,
that's real, because there's high schools that actually created grocery stores on the inside of the high school for the kids to come in and
we always forget.
Why is it like that in America?
Yeah, we grew up that way. It's like our schools would like give us stuff. Like we never was like, oh, our parents bought
richest
stuff.
country in the world. You're right.
Yeah.
And people got to get handouts at school. The kids got to go to school to get breakfast in the richest country in the world.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that irritates
and then
me.
some of those kids got to pay for that breakfast too.
Yep. Exactly. Seeing that we're all low income and we're still paying like money for something that we may not even eat.
It's called. We have people who are 100% capitalist. They're against anything socialist, and they're just against it. And whatever we do to try to help the poor, they're against it.
Socialistic programs. But I guarantee you, when they turn 65, they getting that Medicare.
Right.
I guarantee you, when they retire, they getting that Social Security.
Yeah.
And they love their police. They love their public schools.
That's the spot, I think, to help people
Fire
out.
department.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the talk on, I love that you talked on socialism, because like we've basically been a socialist country since 2008.
Definitely.
The issue is we've had socialism for the rich, but not the poor. Because I don't know about you, when you don't pay your light bill, what happens?
It's
Turn
out.
off.
Right.
But in 2008, what happened is
We
the
saved
banking industry-
GMC.
We saved the banking industry.
Yeah, we saved the banks.
They got to screw the
Bail out.
pooch, and we all had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And so for me, it's socialism for the rich and cutthroat capitalism
Right.
for the poor.
And the thing is, they don't mind the socialism for the rich. It's
No.
so
They
weird.
don't.
But when you give
Exactly.
something to someone poor, everybody's
It's
up in
just like-
arms.
it's just
It's
like
so-
when you say,
it's so backwards.
When government says, "Oh, we're gonna raise welfare rates," they get mad.
They're upset.
Yeah.
People don't want that.
But fail to realize that even though that you mad about them getting food stamps, whatever money come out of your paycheck for taxes is going into their pocket for their food stamps.
Yep.
And that's the real heartbreaking thing that we see.
Right. And that's why they get mad.
Yeah. As an organization that works on campus with students, it's like the kids shouldn't have to pay whatever we figure out with our politics. Kids shouldn't have to pay the price.
No, they shouldn't.
Right.
They should. It shouldn't be a situation where we have to pick and choose what we have to pay because we don't have enough money. Healthcare is a big thing, and I want to cut myself off. You should be a politician, bro.
Well, I'm actually working right now with some guys to try to help them get elected. So
Okay.
dope.
Yeah, man. I just see it in you. You know what I mean?
appreciate that.
You have it, man. You have it, man.
I got too much.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
It doesn't matter, man. I think that because of the type person that you are, your redeeming story, that you know what I'm saying, those qualities will shine, that you have been in those places and you can touch and talk to people that other people can't talk to and get them to vote, you know what I mean, because of the places you have been, you know what I mean? I really see that.
I mean, that's one of our big initiatives with our app. At some point, we want to get Gen Zers mobilized to vote.
Yeah, man.
That's way down the road.
You know,
Yeah, man.
definitely can tell you care.
Appreciate that.
Regardless, you care about the youth.
Yep.
The youth is the future.
Yep.
And
I
that's
believe
gonna-
the children
There
are
you
the
go.
future.
There's the horns on them. You know.
Yeah.
Show them all.
So I know.
Bro, you took me down the path.
I know you speak on Gen Z a lot.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that's Gen Z makes a big impact, or they're the difference maker?
They're going to change the world. They already have.
Yeah.
And I don't think people are privy to it yet because they're not really looking at market trends. I'll give you an example. You remember when Netflix tried to pull that nonsense maybe a year or so back, where they were trying to make people pay for all the different profiles and whatnot?
Oh yeah.
Do you notice how quick they changed?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, because
I heard now they're gonna try to add music videos on there or something like that. They
So-
bought out Spotify or something like that, right?
Yeah, they were talking about it. Yeah. So what did the Gen Zers went online
So
and
basically, Gen Z was like, all right, fine, if you're going to do some nonsense we don't like, we're just going to drop your platform.
yeah.
And so it freaked Netflix out, and they were like, "Oh, please come back, and if
Right.
you do, just let us know how many users you have." And so they were like, "I'm not going to do this." Like Gen Z, what really showed me this was with the Florida Parkland shooting.
Yeah, man.
When all those kids walked out of school, and they basically were like, "Y'all are the leaders, and y'all have made the world this way. We're not even paying attention to you." And it was like, it seemed like it was all. It wasn't just Florida, but it seemed like several places where these kids were just like,
You're done.
walking past their
Yeah.
leaders. And what I think has happened with Gen Z, same thing with Greta. You remember young Greta? And I think it was back in, it seems like forever ago, but I think it was only January.
Yeah.
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 Or however long ago. It was a really short period of time. But speaking out against the environment, obviously the Parkland kids who went through the shooting, they formed an organization as well. And you look at the Me Too movement. You look at, we're kind of in all of these disruptive moments in several industries. You look at what Kanye's doing and some of the stuff that he's doing in the music industry, and just even that crazy stuff he's trying to remake society.
He is.
People think this dude's crazy, but I feel like there's a lot of people that are thinking like that right now. Like, how can we completely change everything? And I think Gen Zers are at the forefront of that because they're showing us, like, how is it that you live in a house with a 13-year-old who streams and makes more money than you do, and you went to college for 8 years. They're showing, here's what my generation said: work hard and then go do what you love. Gen Z says, do what you love and that'll make you money.
Yeah.
They're just doing what they love, and they're putting it online, and everyone's seeing it.
Yeah.
We've had it
But
backwards.
I do think, they're doing what they love. I don't think they're playing ahead.
Agreed.
You know, I don't think.
Agreed, 100%.
That doesn't last long. Like, you can see a lot of YouTubers. They relied on that. Now their channel dead.
True.
No income.
Yep.
No sponsors. And it's like, you always gotta have.
How do
like,
you reinvent
yeah.
yourself?
So,
Right.
Well, you
And
gotta
that's
have
the
a
pitfall,
you gotta
right?
have a plan B.
You got
Right.
always have a plan B.
You have
know
to.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
C, D, E, and F too.
Well, like, have you guys heard of Mr. Beast?
yeah, so,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he eat
so
all
for
the crazy
me,
stuff.
dude, he's got it right. Like, my
Right.
kids love him, and you know, he does a lot of nonsense. But this dude will be like, he'll go up to a store, he'll draw a circle on the floor, and he'll be like, "Put everything you want in the circle, we'll pay for it."
Wow.
Yeah,
The dude's like super generous, and they've made a boatload of money. But what's weird about it is the more generous they are, the more money they make.
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Giving back is important.
Yeah, giving back is big.
So yeah, I think Gen Z is going to change the world.
They're definitely they're already doing it.
But back to the point of my app, the reason we created the app is because we agree with what you're saying 100%. They need mentors in their life.
They definitely do. We definitely need multiple mentors.
I mean, I need mentors.
we all need. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all need a
I
collection, man.
ain't gonna lie. I got like 50 mentors.
Hey,
You know,
right?
Dip one of them. Cloth one of them.
Right.
I got a lot of them. I looked
Yes,
up.
definitely.
So, they're very important.
Definitely.
Right on.
So, what else? Tell the people again where they can get your shows, all the sites. Huh?
Yeah.
I know
so-
we 50 places too.
right? Yeah, so obviously you go to YouTube and you just type in RLTK PHX. We're about to be RLTK, but we started out in Phoenix. So our idea is like with the brand recognition, it should be like RLTK TX or TN or whatever. So, but RLTK PHX on YouTube and then on across all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Definitely easy to find. RL.
Yeah, you don't struggle like other places.
Right.
Or like, oh man, I think I spelled it wrong again. Oh, as soon as you type RLTK, it like pops up.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
What's up? Yeah.
Definitely.
Nah, that's dope.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
It's around that time for the game.
Final exam.
The final exam.
So we're gonna get that
Words
started.
that scare me to this day.
We're gonna get that game started from you, and then after that, we're gonna get into some segments.
Yes, sir.
But let's shout out while it's getting ready for that. Let's shout out our sponsors again. A quick shout out. Shout out to Wayward Kid. They do stuff for the community. Also have editing classes for kids and adults. So make sure you check them out.
We Shine Detailing. Make sure you check out their videos online and on Instagram. Make sure you follow.
We also have Butch's Wings and Things. Come get these wings and things. They got, what is it, $12 plates, $15 plates?
They got them plates on that. Yeah. And also they have Trinity Promotions. Don't forget about them. Get your t-shirts, banners, all that stuff. What you need, they got it. Hit them up, Trinity Promotions.
$1 Million Teacher Project. Don't forget to shout out Lloyd. He's doing stuff for the community that's helping the kids, helping their future for tomorrow. We also have Ms. Joy Muhammad with So the Bible Told Me So. Her book is out on Amazon. Go ahead and get a copy so you can know the truth.
Yes.
It will set you free.
It will set you free.
Definitely. Let's get into the game.
All right. So, in our trivia, in our game, we have 5 questions.
All right, let's do this.
You get 3 out of 5 correct, we'll donate $50 to your charity of choice.
Oh, come on now.
You have 3 lifelines.
Okay.
You may Google a question, in which case we'll give you 45 seconds to get the answer.
Yeah. She's very generous.
I try to be. I try. And we also have, you can call someone,
Okay.
or you may skip a question.
Okay.
All right.
How hard are these questions?
They're selected at random.
Okay.
I used to cater my questions to what the guest does, but now we're just randomizing them.
Hey, random.
All right. Question 1. What was the first commercial product to have a barcode? A, bar soap. B, Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Gum. C, lotion. Or D, none of the above.
gonna say aspirin. I'll go with D. None of the above.
D. None of the above is incorrect.
I'm going with
Which one
Wrigley's
was it?
gum.
Wrigley's.
Wrigley's gum.
Y'all wanted to say Wrigley's because of the individual pack.
Yep, I knew it, man.
You knew that one.
Yeah, for some reason I knew that one.
All right, one strike.
Question 2.
All right.
Which language is the most widely spoken language in the world?
Mandarin.
Yep.
I was
She
even
argued
able
with
to
me
push
this
start.
morning. She asked me that question. I was like, Mandarin. She's like, what? That's not Chinese.
They taking everything over anyway.
Right.
That's Chinese, babe.
It's a type of Chinese because the Chinese is made out of a bunch of different
A buff and
ones.
different
It's like
languages.
a common
Yeah.
one they all use,
Yeah,
right?
but that's one of the most common.
Yeah, one of the most
Yeah.
common that they use, and not just China, but other countries too.
Yeah, it's different dialects
Yeah.
of it, but
Of it, that's
It's
good.
just like with Spanish.
yeah.
That's good though. He knew it right on top, so
Right
that's
on.
good.
I didn't even have to give
No.
choices.
I didn't even push the
Well, I knew
button.
I knew that one.
Okay. Question 3. What team does Ben Wallace play for?
Currently,
A. Pistons.
Did you say used to play for or play for now? Because he's
What
retired.
team?
yeah. So I was thinking, the last team he played for, is he still playing?
No.
No,
I thought he was.
No.
No,
No, no.
definitely not playing.
So the last team he played for.
Right.
All right.
A. Pistons. B. The Nets. C. Rockets. Or D. The Timberwolves.
The team he was most known for is the question you should be asking.
Is that the question?
Yeah, that's the question. What's
Detroit.
yes, definitely.
Is it, did he retire at Detroit?
No. He retired I think with Chicago.
With the
But I
Bulls.
might be
Yeah,
wrong.
he was Chicago.
Yeah.
But it's known for, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the Pistons.
Malice at the Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gonna remember
Yeah.
him.
I typed my question wrong.
I
Just so
see.
you know.
You probably should have talked to me about that one.
I think I did ask you that question.
You sure didn't.
All right.
Oh,
Next
man.
question. What was the first planet discovered using the telescope? A. Venus. B. Uranus. C. Pluto. Or D. Mars. Sorry.
Damn. I said Mars too. I was like, no.
Was it Venus?
It is Uranus.
I knew it was some kind of.
Yeah.
Uranus was discovered.
With a telescope.
With a telescope.
I wonder, was it brown?
The brown planet.
Off in the background.
Look at those rings.
It's clinched.
Oh my god.
All right.
These are bad.
Next question. Question 5, actually.
Okay, I gotta get this one.
Which 1980s NBA player set the record for most assists by a player during his rookie season
In the 80s.
in the 80s? Is it A. Isaiah Thomas, B. Magic Johnson, C. Michael Ray Richardson, or D. Mark Jackson?
Dude.
That's hard.
I want to go with Magic. But it's probably some obscure person.
Yeah.
Name the names again.
Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Michael Ray Richardson, or Mark Jackson?
That should be Michael Ray Richardson. I'm gonna have to go with Magic.
Magic is incorrect.
Damn.
Was it
It's
Richardson?
Isaiah, ain't it?
No, that's what I thought it was.
Was it Isaiah?
Definitely not Mark Jackson.
It is Mark
Mark
Jackson.
Jackson.
I thought he was a 3-ball.
No, Mark Jackson. What?
He had 868 assists.
His rookie year?
His rookie year,
didn't want to shoot.
averaging 10.6 per game.
Nah, he's one of the top passers ever.
Yeah, but I didn't think
And
he
his
was
record
like
has
that.
yet to be broken.
Wow.
And then they traded him.
Yep.
The Knicks traded him. Idiots.
Kind of just guy good.
Actually, Mark Jackson, I like Mark
That's why they lost all the time.
See, I was a Rockets fan.
Oh yeah, back
Rockets
then.
fan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like that Knicks Rockets.
Oh yeah.
That was nice.
That one?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nice.
Are you a Knicks fan?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you mentioned that one.
I like their jerseys.
No.
Right?
No. I was from Illinois, so
Oh, okay.
I was a big. I had to be a Bulls fan just because everybody was.
Wasn't
and-
everybody? I
Yeah.
mean,
But I'm from Illinois, so you know.
Oh,
Then you got Indiana. I went.
Everybody know where this from.
I mean, the whole state went for him. I mean, you had to watch the game. It was on WGN. I mean, it was just part of life, man. It was just a different time, man.
Where you from? Dude?
Illinois. And anyway, but my favorite player was Reggie Miller back then, though.
Reggie?
Yeah, Reggie was my guy, man. 'Cause
Throw
he was not
throw
scared
the
of
ball,
Mike.
Reggie?
That's what I always.
Nah, he wasn't.
He was
He
not
always
scared of
take
Michael
it to
Jordan.
him.
Yeah, man. He didn't
Throw
care,
the
man.
ball, Reggie?
Yeah, he was the man, and he always did. He did a lot of amazing things back then.
he did a
Like,
lot of-
yeah,
lot of shots he
9
made,
points,
just throwing them out
9
there.
points in 8 seconds, something crazy.
No, that was dope.
Daniel's throwing shots, but you know.
Throw it up, Reggie.
We know your jump is
that
garbage.
was a different.
Oh,
era.
nice. I'm nice.
So, you know,
I'm nice.
looks like we get to keep our $50.
You can
Man.
keep that 50.
Well, good try.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a couple of setup questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to.
I knew like one
Make you
question
sweat a
out of
little
the
bit.
whole thing.
Yeah, that was some real trivia. That was like Trivial Pursuit trivia.
Right.
That wasn't like,
Right.
you ate the popsicle stick and at the end the question is on it.
No, she come with some hard questions.
Nah, I'm coming at you.
See,
Testing your
next time you
knowledge.
come, she's gonna find something
Yeah,
that you
I'm
know.
gonna bring a thesaurus or something when we next time.
Definitely. All right, we're gonna get into segments.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the sister social over there. What y'all got? What's poppin'?
What you got for us over here, Miss Tita?
So I have 2 quotes of the day.
You got 2 double.
Yeah, I doubled it.
Double dip.
So I have one that says, to bring anything into your life, imagine that it's already there. You have to start with that mentality, like, I'm going to get a car, or I'm going to get a new phone, or I'm going to do this. You already have it. Because if you think, it's going to happen one day, it's going to happen one day,
No, that's real.
It's good to stay positive and have that, view of life and stuff.
No, that's how you do it.
And the other one is, kindness is free, so sprinkle it everywhere. Because it's really easy just to, like, if you see somebody, is trying to
got a
open the
question
door
about
or
that,
something,
though.
so.
Do everybody really deserve your kindness?
No, it don't. It don't.
You gotta be scarce for how you sprinkling that kindness out there.
That's the difference between you and Tita. Tita is.
No, see, me and Aisha could be opposites
Pure
on that,
kindness.
No,
but
seriously.
it helps
I
with
ain't gonna lie to you,
Aisha.
Dip. This person right here got issues. Because, like, she make I'll be, we getting arguments and
Right.
stuff. And she's so, I don't know if she's so nice or something, but I'm like, did I do that? Am I wrong right now? I know I'm not wrong right now. You know what I'm saying? She know how to flip it.
I know it's called what's it called? Your
They're
conscience.
never wrong. That's what it's
Yeah,
called. They never wrong.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's called being a female.
If it is that, I mastered it finally. No, I'm
Hey,
kidding.
but did I leave that on the ground? I know I didn't leave that on
Right.
the
They'll
ground.
make you feel like you did it.
Shoot.
Because y'all did do it.
I saw a thing the other day that said, when a woman says you're right, she's being sarcastic.
Definitely. Facts.
Exactly.
Double horns on that. We should say that yesterday.
Never right.
But yeah, but I also have Jello, actually, Mr. Jello.
Shout out to Jello.
Y'all see his video of him dancing to the
That's
body?
exactly what I'm going into. See, I hear all this like dance. Oh, do a song.
I
Oh,
try
what
to get- I
song?
Yeah, I try to get Tita to do that.
That song
I
is
didn't know
so
what song
annoying
he was
though, man.
talking about. Like, I'm not like
Those dance moves
What?
are just ridiculous.
Sing a song.
Whatever.
Let me see. I mean, I have it right
You
here.
got it?
I have it on standby.
We're not finna play that song, are we?
Just a sample. How do you
Oh
do it?
my goodness.
How silly is this song?
It's so bad. Oh
Turn
my
it
god.
off. Turn it off. I don't want to hear that.
Oh my
You got it,
goodness.
got it.
But yeah, but Jello killed it though.
Yeah,
Yes,
killed
he
it.
did.
He murdered it out, though.
He really went there, and it was good.
He did it perfectly.
So why did she make a song after Fred Flintstone? Oh, he said yapping, yapping.
I really didn't know like it was her. Like, I just saw something dancing, so I was like, and then I saw Jello, so I got more into it, and then I was like, oh, so that's the song right now.
Yeah.
That's all I hear is yabba 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 yabba. I'm waiting for the dude. It's coming
See, I
anymore.
picked up these brownies one night and I got some inspiration.
Dude, she just came out with the worst song ever.
Yeah, you know, it's just like all those songs, you know, that mean nothing, that are stupid, but they're getting paid for it.
Yeah, I guess, man.
What you got? What else you got?
And then I got another thing. So I was like, so Daniel got Thanksgiving. You know, he says, no, we asked him what does he want for Thanksgiving. He says, I want some meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, some rolls.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Meatloaf
So I
on
was like,
Thanksgiving.
all right.
That's not all. That wasn't.
No, that was his meal. That was his meal.
That's not why.
So everybody had separate meals?
We all have separate meals.
Holy crap.
Tita, if you're
That was a lot of cooking.
if you're gonna tell a story,
Okay, you tell, baby.
I wanted to include meatloaf to the meals that we were having.
I feel you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a meatloaf eater.
I wanted to included that. It wasn't just
I didn't think people really liked meatloaf. I didn't
like meatloaf, honestly.
Meatloaf with the ketchup is nasty.
I never cared for
Put
meatloaf.
gravy on it.
But when I met Daniel, that completely changed.
You gotta do it right. I introduced you to the meatloaf game.
He did, and I was like, he's all like, "Oh, my mom's gonna make meatloaf." I'm like, "Oh."
You gotta learn how to do it.
I ate it. I had a third plate. I never really cared for meatloaf.
See, the thing with meatloaf though, you gotta eat it that day.
Yeah, it's like after like the third day, it's like you better just make enough.
Yo, those meatloaf sandwiches go hard though.
That's what I'm talking about. People don't know. They don't you missing.
Because we had Hawaiian rolls left over, so Daniel had you know, he threw the rolls in the oven for a little bit, then he opened them up. He put meatloaf,
I'm thinking
put gravy and mashed potatoes.
You should know about that.
I just never cared for you know, meatloaf. Just because we country don't mean we like everything country.
Nah, man.
Anyways,
I don't like the musician meatloaf or the food.
What?
I said I don't like the musician or the food meatloaf.
So then we had Cornish hens.
Yeah, they got Cornish hens too.
So I had some of Daniel's meatloaf. He had some of my bird.
Yes.
But it was bomb.
You had those are the little
the little ones. They're not like
I used to say
Whatever, they're like this.
they're like this. If you guys go on YouTube, go on YouTube.
It's as big as the phone. That's how big they are.
You can eat a whole chicken with a fork. We got problems.
I'm gonna have to show you a picture.
I got this chicken popsicle over
What a
here.
picture.
If you guys go on YouTube,
So what?
you can check out the
Are
video.
you guys just doing just making up your own Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because I don't care for like turkey
Oh,
like
okay.
We
that.
didn't do no turkey.
Y'all don't like
We
turkey?
don't really do
No, I like turkey.
turkey.
We didn't do it.
You don't like turkey?
True.
I don't
Yeah, you
care.
like turkey.
I like turkey, but I don't care for it. Like to have it for like Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
I feel you.
Like,
Those
you know,
are small.
it's good once in a
Yeah,
while
like
and stuff,
this.
especially
When
got
do you
used to
eat
it.
turkey other than Thanksgiving?
No. Oh, I know people do
show you
Christmas
the plate
and then
one day,
Thanksgiving.
listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but other
People
than
are
that,
like, yo, let's go get some turkey this week.
All right.
It's like-
What's your other quote?
Right.
so I did both
She
of my
did both
Oh,
of
you
them.
did?
But
All
you
right.
had another story you was
Oh,
Did you?
so I was looking like I was saying, but I was looking at Daniel wanted meal for things, so I'm like, okay, Daniel got Thanksgiving. I want something for Christmas. Daniel said he wants some crab legs for Christmas. I want pozole. I want chicken pozole.
But that's normal for Mexicans.
with the hominy.
right.
But you got to make some tamales though, right?
I don't know about making tamales. I'm gonna make the pozole because that's easy. I can make that. It's easy and stuff.
How you
So
gonna
we'll
have
see the
Christmas with no tamales?
I'm telling
She's
y'all.
not Mexican.
I think
telling
we have
y'all,
tamales
I
so
have
often.
Tita has been replaced.
You a
We had tamales every year for everything. Every party, every birthday, it's either barbacoa or tamales. Every
Right.
single party.
That's
Birthday
right.
party, weddings.
That's how it
It's
be.
like it gets kind of old, you guys. Especially if you're the one helping making it. You're after you make
go back.
after you make like 4 dozens of tamales. Even though you're not the only one doing it, But after you make 4 dozens of tamales, you don't want to eat that shit. Like seriously, like it's good. Like they're like, oh, you're so good. It's like you better shoot slow because you ain't getting no more.
She put those hard olives with the
Man,
I can't eat my olives with the olive at the end.
I don't care.
but yeah,
I don't
but
care if the
I
olives
may
at the
make
end, at the
some.
beginning, I'm eating it.
She put, like,
Everything in
10 of them in
between.
there.
Right? Get this one, get this one.
Right.
Alright.
No,
I can't
but
do the tamale. The
I don't care for
olive.
olives.
Because some
No,
olives be hella hard.
I don't like
And they be
olives
nasty.
regardless.
They taste like dirt.
Oh,
Nah, man, tamales.
I know people that love olives.
Going to a Mexican
Right,
person's
yeah.
house and not having tamales is like going to a black person's house and not getting cornbread and greens.
She do live with me. You know?
Those are automatic.
Daniel's a mixture of Mexican black.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like
You ain't had no
sometimes.
greens?
Oh, of course we had that.
Oh yeah, we. Oh no, I killed the greens.
There you go.
You see that?
He's still black.
I killed the greens. I killed the cornbread and the greens.
We took your Mexican card.
It's okay.
I'm gonna say if you want to,
Yeah, it's okay, keep it.
If you would like to see me and Tita's Thanksgiving, just go to the YouTube channel. We did record some stuff.
You'll see the Mr. Hen doing a little dance.
Yes, that
Daniel
was
has
Yeah.
on a full ostrich outfit dancing to Mexican music.
right. I can see that next year.
But yeah, like I was saying, so I was looking at the pozole and stuff, and I saw you know how to make it because it's been a while since I made it.
Whose recipe you find?
I just looked everywhere.
It's
to
tripe
see
and pozole, right?
Huh?
She said chicken pozole.
Chicken
Oh,
pozole.
nice.
You could do any kind of
Okay.
pozole. Some people mix it with different kinds of meat.
It's the hominy, right?
The
Like
hominy.
okay.
Hominy goes in like 40 dishes, so that's like it's a lot.
Wildlife pozole?
Yeah.
I don't like the other one. What's the
You don't like menudo. You don't like tripe.
Yeah, menudo. Oh.
They're both bomb. That's my that's my Mexican side. That's the Mexican coming out.
Yeah, I
But
didn't like
anyways,
the band or the food.
Rachel Ray had a version of holy something pozole, right?
Not with my girl. Stop playing.
So I'm not giving shots because I love Rachel Ray regardless of our personal issues and stuff with
She can't
Daniel.
make no Mexican food.
But she was making a vegetable version. She was making a vegetable version of pozole, which is good because a lot of people don't eat meat, you know. And like we've been there, so it's not like a shot. A lot of people, especially in the Hispanic community, get a lot offended and stuff but they did not read. People just say, "Oh, she messing it up for like everybody." It's like, no, Rachel Ray's not messing it up.
Yeah.
She's doing her own
She
thing
better
and
not
stuff, you know.
go to Mexico.
But people didn't realize
Don't shank the
they
shit out
read.
of her.
They just saw, oh, Rachel Ray's making pozole. No, Rachel Ray was making vegetable pozole.
Oh my goodness.
So they did not read the
Hell
words.
no.
So they got so there's like 3 or 4 videos doing you know, people recording Mexican moms or Mexican grandmas doing pissed off. They're like, what's she doing? Why's she putting beans in it? So you guys chill out, okay? Chill out.
I seen a couple of those. They were pissed. And
Yeah,
then, it reminded me of the one. You seen that Asian dude? What's his name?
I forget what he called himself Uncle Roger.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's my dude. That's my dude.
That guy.
Uncle Roger be tripping, man.
I hate that guy and the other guy that's just amazing. I hate them both. Daniel hears them every day.
That's my dude. Uncle Roger the dude, man.
My boy, man.
Daniel's like, don't hate on my uncle.
That's my boy, man. I'm gonna try to get him
He
on
say,
you.
what you put metal spoon? You use metal spoon, don't
You
right?
put rice in colander. You dry it and rinse it and dry it again in the colander.
He's a use rice cooker. That's my boy.
Get rice cooker. You don't know what the fuck you doing.
What else? What else?
But yeah, but that's one thing I saw. But yeah, so Spanish word of the a day. We did Portuguese yesterday. Well, last week. Today's word of the day is Felices Fiestas, which is Felices Fiestas, which is happy holidays.
Oh, okay.
Because Thanksgiving just passed.
Feliz Navidad.
It was crazy.
Feliz
'cause-
Navidad is Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
right?
Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas.
Okay.
So Felices Fiestas, like if you go somewhere and you just see somebody.
What's Happy New Year?
Feliz Año.
Okay.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
So what's Thanksgiving?
Feliz Dia del Pavo.
Oh, okay, word.
Turkey, pavo. So,
What else y'all got?
so that's what I got. What you got? What you do for Thanksgiving? Because I saw
All I did was cook.
you
cooked a
just
lot.
cornbread, and I said I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna go in and just knock on the door.
Let me
What's a
tell you,
cornbread?
I was in the kitchen from 4:30 in the morning to like
Don't lie.
1 o'clock.
He's like, did you cook? No.
He ain't cooking
That's what I'm saying. I saw a lot of dry turkeys on Facebook.
Yeah, me too.
Saw a lot of dry.
I
A
saw
lot of
Isha's.
dry.
I saw
I saw a lot of
finally
undercooked.
something.
Yeah, they wasn't cooked at all.
I saw a lot of.
You know, that's one thing. Thanksgiving and stuff, or you know, any holiday that we all cook kind of similar dishes and stuff. You see like the bad, the good, and the ugly.
But they always try to make it seem like they was cooking since 4:30. Don't believe none of them. They're all lying. Whatever.
My turkey was in the
What?
oven at 4:30 in
And
the
you was
morning.
back in the bed at 4:45. So right.
Low and
Hey,
slow.
times it, man.
Low and slow.
Right. Try to act like you was up from
Was it
4:30.
good?
Straight.
When the
just-
bird came out the oven at 10 o'clock, what was I doing?
But you wasn't looking at it from 4:30
Yeah.
to that. You wasn't looking at it for 8 hours straight like y'all try to act like
The
y'all
bird
doing.
didn't cook for 8 hours. It only cooked for 5.
You wasn't looking at
The
it the
women
whole
are
5
put on
hours.
blast today.
Man, my
All women on
mother-in-law
blast
was
lying.
cooking.
Oh, wait. Let me ask you something, Tita.
All women been lying all
What
Thanksgiving.
did Daniel do while you and Mama was in
I
the
was
kitchen
drinking.
cooking?
No, you want to know what Daniel did?
What you been doing?
Oh,
right?
So
You hear what he just said, right? He was drinking.
He was.
What do you think?
This is Daniel.
Buddy,
This is
what was
Daniel.
over here doing?
This Daniel. Watch.
Felice's Festivalis.
He was happy. He's all. This is Thanksgiving special.
Oh, y'all just,
This is Daniel.
Felisa.
DJ Daniel.
I was singing.
He was like this all day. He's all like, and he was crying.
Yeah.
And he was singing, hogging up the mic.
I got one better for you. I'm in the kitchen making side dishes. I come out, go say, hey, babe, why don't you roll us up something?
I'm asleep.
Then knocked out.
Knocked out.
Dib had the nerve to complain about her not waking up at 4:30, but he was
only
passed
knocked
out.
out.
Oh,
In the
man.
couch.
My mother-in-law was cooking since the day before,
We had
and
karaoke going.
Daniel
yeah.
got into it with my mother-in-law because Daniel did a bad thing.
Why do?
Daniel just grabbed a drink.
I mean, anyway, let's go back to the.
So I'm just saying,
Let's hear this.
if your mom's gonna cook to you since the day before, she made sweet potato pie from scratch and everything.
Wow.
She cooked for like 3 whole days. You know, she was up till like midnight, up at early.
Here they go.
Anyways, Daniel's gonna be grabbing a
if you
drink
watch
and
the
I'll say
video,
thank you.
You'll see that
They
argument.
try to make
Check
it
out the
like they
YouTube video.
slaving over the stove.
Somebody
We just
hand me
went on
a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say thank you in the time they want me to say
Oh,
thank you.
oh, no, you messed up.
Man,
You super messed up, homie.
I ain't messed up. How am I gonna be singing and I'm going like
Right.
this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say
Bro,
thank you for singing.
Bro, we're at home. We're not on the stage or
You
anything.
got that turkey on.
Anyway, shout out to my mother-in-law because that was some good food.
Nah, I was done.
Yes,
And then
Aisha
I saw
did a
Aisha's
great
food.
job. Yeah, she did a good
And
job.
I was like, I didn't want turkey, but Aisha's turkey looked good.
Yeah, it looked really good.
That turkey was good.
I used to play looked very delicious.
She
Yes.
put the dry
cornbread,
rub on the turkey.
mac and cheese. What else you got? Pie.
She cooked, like I say, every year, a turkey and 7,000 sides.
Definitely.
Do you eat the
Every
7,000?
Yeah, every side. I'm like, every time
Do you
I'm
eat
like,
sides?
damn, all these
All I
damn
eat is
sides.
sides because I'm a vegan.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here listening to all this meatloaf and turkey. I'm like, dang, I've been a vegan for 6 months.
I got your
So-
I got your dressing, your cornbread, yams, mashed potatoes, macaroni, green beans.
We just didn't do greens. So we ain't black anymore.
Yeah, we did
My
vegan
cousin
Mexican
had
food.
a meatloaf, a vegan meat
That's what
meatloaf,
we did.
and it was really good.
Ours wasn't.
I'm trying to find. That's one
I
thing.
just ate sides, angry all day.
You say you're vegan for 6 months, right?
Yeah, about
I'm
6.
still out here trying to find a good recipe for vegan mac and cheese. I can't.
I'll send it
All
to
the,
you.
all the rest of the trash.
My wife make flame.
Really?
Yeah, it was really
Mm.
good. He does it.
I need
Dope.
that because I'm like,
Because
whatever the cheese, whatever the recipes they've been.
we've used the diet
That was
treads,
Should have did that.
and then we tried. I think that's all we tried. The diet. I think the vegan cheese.
Mm.
But I know there's other
And
stuff.
And they lied to me, told me that use some silk half and half. That was disgusting.
You didn't like silk?
Silk half and half.
Oh.
It's
Why
just
did they tell you to use half and half instead of cream or
Well,
milk?
you can use mac. You can
No,
use
because
it.
he's not using milk and dairy, obviously.
Goat milk, oat milk,
Well, you can use almond milk.
It's
almond
still-
milk.
well, we used what
still
we had
something
in hand
yeah,
because we went shopping and all he found was silk.
Yeah, it was.
We didn't find no.
Should have went to fries.
Well, we actually went to Fry's. There's certain like their sour cream is good. I love their sour cream. To this day, the mayo, the vegan mayo, and sour cream we still buy.
All right, so
That's
what else,
so
good. Pretty
what
good.
else
Yeah.
you got going on?
That's
That's
all I
about
really
it.
had going on this week was I wanted to talk about my food.
I think that was pretty much the big topic. You know, the
All right,
food.
no doubt, no doubt. Let's get into word on the street real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff. But
Yeah,
I wanna.
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna do this pretty quick. One of my favorite books I read as a kid.
Mhm.
I ain't ashamed to say it. Clifford.
The Big Red
Oh,
Dog.
hell yeah.
Clifford.
I like Clifford.
They're coming out with a movie, and I'm excited.
It looks weird,
If
though.
I got to go by myself, I'm gonna go by myself.
No, baby, you taking me. I love Clifford.
Is it a cartoon?
It's gonna be a
CGI.
Don't do that.
I hate when they do that, man. I'm like, why you gonna mess my cartoons up?
But
Everything from the 90s is coming.
I say, just wait till you
They
see
did
it.
the 80s in the early 2000s last year.
Just
so
wait
now
till
the
you see
90s
something,
coming.
because if you
they're
go with
also
that
doing
mentality.
Tom and Jerry like that, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry got a movie coming
Yeah.
out.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Clifford's a big
Well,
red
Garfield
dog.
did
excited.
good. Garfield wasn't too bad.
No, that's
Scooby-Doo.
Garfield did,
No.
and Scooby Doo,
I
yeah.
didn't like
The new
Scooby-Doo.
school.
Really?
The first one was cool. After they
Yeah, the first one was good.
Yep. And then what else they got? We got happy birthday.
Oh,
David Burns.
David Burns.
Happy
Man,
birthday.
Mr. Burns.
Happy
All
birthday.
that.
Happy birthday.
It was his birthday.
Happy birthday to
Happy
David Burns, man.
birthday.
We want over here at the DanYo&Tita podcast. We want to thank you, man.
Yeah, man. You're the
for
shit,
always
dude.
supporting us, always tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know
He's been
how
with
much
us
you
since the
mean to
start.
us. When we get some T-shirts and when we get some stuff going,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna send them to you. Thank you for watching almost
Yes.
every
Swag
show,
bag.
man.
From
coming.
Texas, too, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
all the way from
That man's
Texas.
from Texas, and he tunes in, so we thank you, man. So
If you guys haven't checked out Mr. Burns, he has a show.
yeah,
So
NFL,
check out.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
He does a
he's
little football
definitely
thing. Go Cowboys.
our biggest fan.
Whatever. Whatever. Cowboys all day, baby.
Cowboys,
All
Right.
day.
That's right. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Come on,
No.
you really? Oh no!
See, that's one thing. I may not be from Texas. It's my daddy's fault. But I love my Cowboys. I'm not. It's my daddy.
See, to
Y'all
be
should
honest,
wear a
I was
bag over your
Oilers.
head this year. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for y'all this year.
Jerry Jones
It's
needs to
okay.
step down, man.
He does. Yes, he does.
He's senile.
That's the only guy I know from the team. He pissed me off. I'm gonna know your name.
McCarty was a bad hire.
Very bad.
What they give? Do you know the contract he got? Anybody know?
No, but I just felt like when they hired him, I'm like, yo, they should be getting the dude, Oklahoma's coach, Lincoln, whatever.
Really?
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln
whatever
Riley.
his name?
Think
Yeah.
so.
It's
Young,
terrible.
Riley.
you know, these young cats coming in the league, they need the younger.
You need
coaches.
innovation.
Exactly.
Yeah, something more innovative, man. Than McCarty, he just doesn't have it, man.
Like, what's the guy at the Rams? Look how he's like in his.
Oh
30s.
yeah. He's a McVay, the
He's
young
turned that
guy.
team
Yeah,
around, man.
yeah, man. He's like
Yeah.
35.
I think his name's called McVay. Like
I
it's out there, you know.
I thought that was
Dang.
her potential early on. It was just
Look, every year it seems like they have potential because they make a lot of noise in the off season where they get a lot of players you think is going to be good and it just never works out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also today, if you're watching live, you know, today's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones
Oh,
Jr.
God.
is today.
Ooh.
I'm the only person that's not pumped about this shit at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way when.
What's up with y'all, man? Nah, man, it's gonna be. I think they're gonna. I know they have certain rules, but I don't think they're gonna abide by the rules. I think it's
It's gonna be the battle of Geritol.
Oh.
The geriatric throwdown.
He looked he looked pretty nice in that YouTube video I saw him the other day.
Yeah, but they looked. They did the face off yesterday, and then they looked pretty bad.
They look like trash. dog. They look bad,
You guys have to
man.
realize though, these ain't youngins no more. These are vets, you know.
It don't
Like,
matter, but
they're not youngins. It's like
I'm
shoot.
gonna check it out.
The retirement home throwdown.
Check it out. And also,
Damn, dude.
also.
Shots fired.
Powered by www.arizonamixtapes.com. Presenters, performers, and nominees. Saturday, December 5th. Private event. Located at the Hive. You know we did the Hive.
Ooh, the Hive. Shout out to the Hive.
Oh, that's what they're gonna do with that.
So December 5th.
Mm-hmm.
We're presenters at this event. It's the Arizona Mixtape Awards.
Okay,
Nice.
We're presenters, and we're also, I believe, we're nominated.
we might be.
I think we're in that. I think we're nominated. I think we made that process. I don't know.
We in there somehow.
But Arizona Mixtape Awards, December 5th.
So it's gonna be
a private event. They're recording it.
Oh, okay.
I think they're recording it, and then they're gonna present it December
Okay,
3rd.
so then they're gonna have actual people in the crowd, just the presenters.
It's a
and-
private event, so probably selected
Okay.
amount of people. So Arizona Mixtape Awards, December 5th. Hit up our Mad Bats. If you want to go to that event, we will be there. That's pretty far from here. Was at the Hive.
Yeah, man. The Hive.
Shout out to the Hive, man.
Shout out to the Hive. They got some good food.
Events. I know they did the Thanksgiving giveaway.
Yeah, man.
They also had the block party.
The block party.
So they're doing a lot of things for the community. So shout out to the Hive.
Shout out to the Hive.
They busy.
Yep. And that's the word on the streets, man.
The word. The Ling perspective today. I wanted to talk about a couple stories, man, that I came into this week locally. I have we had 3 homicide suspects from Nevada arrested in western Arizona. I think they were on the run here. They end up getting into a little shootout with the cops. Unfortunately, yeah. This was on Friday. The Department of Public Safety and La Paz County Sheriff's Office said it received reports early Thursday of people shooting at vehicles along State Route 95 near Parker, Arizona, in the northwestern part of the state. DPS said the vehicle description matched what police were looking for in Henderson, Nevada, which was related to a shooting and a homicide investigation. So a DPS trooper located a vehicle that matched the description traveling along State Route 72 near Route 95. When the trooper got close to the vehicle, the driver drove off the roadway and the vehicle rode onto its roof, DPS said in a news release.
Oh, God.
As the trooper and the sergeant approached the vehicle, one of the occupants pointed a handgun at the trooper, DPS said, which led to both the trooper and the sergeant being shot. To shoot back. So I don't know. I think one of them was shot, if I'm mistaken. So all 3 were taken into custody. Crazy stuff, man. They going on a crime spree from Nevada to Arizona. Dude's 30 years old. One of them's 28 years old. Another's 25. Like,
They're so young.
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, man. I don't understand. But then we also had a salvage yard full of cars catches fire in West Phoenix. I know everybody probably seen the videos. You didn't see the videos online?
I did not see that.
There was a couple people had videos of it.
Oh, man.
It was sending smoke all through the city. If you guys didn't see it, you probably can go through it. I think it was a junkyard fire.
Oh, no.
It was
They have a lot of those out here.
Was it an accident?
I think so. It was on 40th Avenue and Broadway.
Remember a couple years back they had the pallets?
Oh, yeah, they caught fire, yeah.
But
that was
they found out that was arson.
This maybe on that too, but it was a lot of debris and stuff that was on fire, so they don't know for sure if it was coordinated or someone did it, or they'll be investigating more to find out what's going on. But they was able to get the fire out though. But it was huge. You could see it all over the city, man. Yeah, it was huge.
We stayed in the house.
Right. You have a North Phoenix woman was helping deliver meals to neighbors who were alone on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah, she was going out and helping people out and bringing them turkeys and stuff.
50 meals or something.
Yeah, she helped out, man. So
Bless her
I
heart.
wanted to give a shout out to her. What was her name? I think it's I don't get her name, but her daughter's Dana Roblin Harris was saying, my mom usually cooks every year for lots of people, but this year things are different, and we're just there. Of us, it's just 3 of us, so we thought we'd help others. So they go out, and they've been helping people for the next 3 days after Thanksgiving, also
That's what's up.
to try to help them out and
Make sure they got food.
yeah, make sure they have food and stuff.
Cause that, like, that extra body in there, like, makes a difference. People that are usually being alone and stuff.
Yeah. She posted on her Nextdoor app asking if anyone was for home loan for the holidays, and if anyone was by themselves. She
That's a
tried to
great
help them.
idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea, man. They help people out, man. Especially when nowadays, with the coronavirus, people couldn't travel like they wanted to and everything. So I want to give her a shout out for helping people out
That's
in the community.
what's up. That's nice. That's really
and that's
nice.
what it's all about, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that was the lean perspective for today.
Most
I
definitely.
think I might do something like that next year.
You always want to do stuff like that. I always be like, babe, we're broke. We're poor. We need a turkey.
I can send them some pie. Everybody likes pie.
But I always love that about you. But we're poor, so.
It's a good thought, though. It's always good to think about
No, it is, man.
It's harder for some people that don't have anything
Yeah,
to
man.
like. All right, I'm just gonna chill. It's just another day, and
Yeah.
and even though you don't celebrate it, you still feel it. When you're
Yeah.
alone and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
So I mean, I think about Thanksgiving, but it's I do want somebody to come in and say Happy Thanksgiving, even though I'll probably flip them off. But it's always good.
Thanksgiving's always tough for me, man, because I just always think about family, and it always makes me sad. I miss my nephew. My nephew. My first year without him this year was pretty much all we did was me and him. So my last 7-8 years was pretty much all involved him, and him not being here this year been a big deal. Then my brother that passed away, and it's just been a tough couple years, man. And then you Thanksgiving and holidays is when you think about those things the most. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people going through that. You know what I mean?
Also shout out to Jamel Verse. I know he lost his brother as well.
Sorry to hear that, man.
So I think it was last week.
It was last week.
Oh man.
So sorry for send our condolences to him as well.
There's a go for me page going around, so I'm through Autumn Moss.
Yeah,
that's a tough loss, I know.
Loss,
man.
But I do want to say that the DanYo&Tita podcast, man, you can access the DanYo&Tita podcast everywhere now. You just got to go to our page. It's everywhere. So you won't be getting any more like watch party invites. It's on my page automatically. It's on Tita's page, Aisha's page, this page, the Facebook page. It's on Bari Facebook page.
It's on YouTube. Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
It's on like 20 different places. So you don't have no excuses
Wherever
no
you
more.
get your podcast.
No excuses no more.
None.
Also, it's on like 20 different podcast websites.
Right.
Man. Come on, I mean, like that's the audio version. Like there's no excuses.
No excuse.
You know what I'm saying?
Both the visual and audio.
You know what I'm saying? You can watch up. And you can't even tell how many views we have no more because you got to do a lot of adding up, bro. You got a lot of math to do.
That's
so
real.
you will never know how many viewers we had. Only we will. We doing the math over here. But no, man. We expanded. We expanded. We're in a lot of different. Watching live is expanded, and then we've been on the audio's been on different sites, so you can watch us everywhere, man. Whatever you like to tune in at. So because of y'all, we were able to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because our sponsors, we are able to do that stuff. So that's the level up, man. I'll thank you for coming on the show, sir.
Thank you, Real Talk.
Sir.
What was your name again? Sean. My
John.
bad.
John.
What?
John is
What is it? Oh, it's John.
John.
It's John.
The most basic white boy name
Okay.
ever.
I hear what I want to sometimes.
Yeah, you
So.
did. I don't know where you heard Sean.
Who knows, man?
John.
Who knows?
So,
Hey, but thanks for coming on, man.
RLTK, PHX.
That's right.
Type it into the YouTube.
Yeah, man. Check them out, man.
All the social media platforms.
Yeah, all the social media. You have 2 Facebook pages, right?
Yeah, we're trying to get them to merge, but Facebook's giving us a
Yeah, man.
I don't even know how to do it. How would you do that?
Well,
You can merge the pages.
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh.
You go to settings.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, we tried to do that and they wouldn't allow it.
They won't allow me to do it either. I don't know what's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
And the other page that we're working on now, it's maybe 500 or 600 followers, but our original page had close to like 1,500.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're trying to merge them, but they won't let us, and we rebranded and everything.
I don't know why they won't do that. I don't get that. It's so annoying.
Like you
we're in
are
a
the owner
process
of both
with it.
pages,
Right.
so why aren't you able to?
Merge my pages.
Right.
They won't let me do it with Habari either.
Yeah.
His Facebook likes to make it difficult for everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what it is.
But we're connected to all pages, so we can pop in.
And we're also connected with Zoom with Tita tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Ooh, I like that.
Before I forget.
Yeah.
I owe a double class because I kind of didn't do it on Wednesday.
Yeah, and we'll have Habari News Weekly appearing on Monday.
Monday,
Yep.
yep.
So watch out for that. Next week we'll get back into the War of Words. Debate with Dip is no more.
If you want to debate with Dip, get him a message him.
Yeah, please.
Inbox him.
Please, if you have any topics that you are passionate about, hit me up. We could talk about it and get into a debate on the War of Words, and I'll make you feel bad about however you feel.
That's good.
I mean, last show they brought guns up in here.
Yeah, they had pistols everywhere.
This is Arizona.
Right.
We had a gun debate, so it was cool.
Definitely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Stay to the podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
We out.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Bye.
Next